Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, and welcome to our show this evening. I hope you are all doing well. So I wanted to know if you all have heard about soul contracts, or have you been asked, what is a soul contract? So I'd like to take the first part of this evening to talk about those items. So soul contracts are contracts that we sign, essentially, before our incarnation into this world. They can be people, places, events, or things in our life. That we have said, yes, we are going to do this when we come into this life. So, for example, you can have a soul contract with another person. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be the love of your life. Places, it could be places that you're going to live, places that you're going to visit. I actually had a soul contract with a house that I inhabited for probably 12 years. So it can be, homes. It can be jobs. It can be just about anything. So how do you know if something that you are encountering is a soul contract or not? So if you're looking at it from a perspective of a person, how do you know if that person is a part of your soul contract? So you find that you are very drawn to them in some way, shape, or form. You're not really sure why. You have eye contact, and there's this deep level of, okay, there's something about you. I can't put my finger on it. It could be that feeling of, I know you. Or it could be that feeling of, wow, this person just makes me feel like I'm home. You're very, very comfortable with that person. You feel that you've known this person for your entire life. Or they come into your life at just that right time when you need someone the most. It can be someone who you feel speaks your language, that just understands you. It's that unspoken knowledge that, okay, yeah, they understand me and I understand them. Words not necessary. Let's see. Oh, places. Places that you are drawn to. For instance, I went to this house that we ended up buying, but all I had to do was pull up into the driveway, step out of the car. I didn't even have to look at the inside of the house. I just knew. I knew this house was for us, for my family, and I knew that we had to buy it. And we lived in that house for over 12 years, and it was fantastic. Great memories made. So it can just be that feeling when you go, yep, that's it. I just know it. With jobs, it could be that job that it lights you up. It makes you feel complete. You think, yeah, I just fit so perfectly. You fit perfectly in with the people that are around you. You love what you're doing. And you can't imagine yourself anywhere else. So those are all soul contracts. They were all written. They were all decided before we came into this world. Yep, you're going to buy that house and live there. Yes, you are going to take this job. Yes, you are going to meet this person. So then what happens when those soul contracts are done? Because some soul contracts are very short. They don't last our entire life. For instance, the house that I lived in for 12 years, we had to sell it. The soul contract with that house was complete. I also just recently left a job that was a soul contract. And leaving it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Leaving the people was the hardest thing I've ever done. You know that when you leave a job, some people you're going to stay in contact with, and some people are just going to fade away. That's going to be the end of it, and you will never see them again. And sometimes those are the hardest ones to deal with emotionally and spiritually. And so when you find yourself in a position where a contract is ending, you know that the contract is ending and that this was a soul contract, because you grieve over that job. You grieve over leaving the house. Memories just come flooding back to you all the time. And you wonder, wow, did I make that right decision by doing this or that? Those are the soul contracts that kind of hold on to you. And those are the times where the cords need to be cut. The situation needs to be blessed and said, thank you for showing up in my life. Thank you for showing me what I needed to know. And being able to pull all of your energies back from that soul contract so that you can move on, so that you can feel whole again, and then you can move on to your next endeavor. And those are the ones that are the hardest to let go of. Sometimes when someone passes, right, that soul contract has ended. And as you know, when someone leaves this world, they take back all of their energies when they leave their body, because they need those energies in order to re-assimilate their energy on the other side. So again, that's why we feel this big hole, this big loss. The grieving process is really intense. It's because they literally have taken their energies from us and left a hole. It's the same thing with the soul contract. When someone has left and that contract is over, there's that hole. There's that energy that is no longer there. And so that's when you need to do healing around it. You need to cut the ties and the cords and do the blessings. And when you do that, those feelings, those energies will all fall back into place where they were, and the situation won't feel quite so hurtful, maybe is the word, or hard to deal with. So when you encounter one of those feelings, ask yourself if this could possibly be a soul contract that's ending. Or if someone comes into your life or a situation comes up and you just go, wow, something feels so familiar about that. It could very well be a soul contract coming into your life. And know that these soul contracts come and go in our lives. And so as one ends, another one comes in. So you could have many soul contracts throughout your life. So I hope that helps. If you have any further questions about soul contracts, I'd be happy to discuss them with you over on my Facebook page, Your Time to Shine, or Julie YeagerWalker Medium. You can catch me over there as well to ask any questions that you may have about soul contracts. So right now we are going to go to the phone lines, and we have Brooke in Alberta, Alabama. Are you with us?
I am.
Hi, Brooke. Good evening. Welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Thanks.
What can we do for you this evening?
I was hoping to get a medium reading from my grandfather. He passed away suddenly last year in February. We really weren't on good terms.
Okay. All right. Well, give me just a couple of minutes here and let me tune in and see if I can engage conversation with your grandfather. And so there'll be just a little moment of silence, and then I'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Brooke, I have been able to connect with your grandfather this evening. He wants you to know he's so excited that you're finally able to, the two of you are finally able to connect. He wants you to know that, you know, the terms that you guys, the last word said, the terms that you guys left on, he wants you to know that from his side, from his perspective, that all is healed and all is well. He feels really bad about what happened, and he's really sorry that, you know, the incident played up into a way that it just, there's split this division right down the middle between the two of you. He's really excited to have you here, and he wants you to know that you need not worry any longer. This has been a burden for you for a very long time, even before he passed. And he says it's time to heal that now.
Okay.
He's saying that he has so much love for you. And he knows what a beautiful soul you are. And he said it really, it was really hard for him, that being on the other side and seeing what he sees now. He said that he feels really bad for missing all that time that he could have had with you. And he says he really feels like that's his biggest loss.
I really just want him to know that I'm sorry and that I love him.
I'm getting a vision, an image, that he is showing me that his arms are stretched out wide. He says that he accepts this and that he's really sorry for the way things were left. I don't know if you were able to hear anything that I said after you hung up, but knowing that people, when they pass, and they cross over, they don't have the same feelings, the same thoughts. Everything that happened here on Earth doesn't seem to be quite as heavy or dramatic, possibly, that it was before they passed. Everything is pretty much left behind. And when they are released back into their energetic form, there's nothing but love and gratitude, just immense gratitude. And that's what your grandfather wants you to understand. You know, that everything that you two went through, it's not that heaviness that he feels anymore. Everything is light and airy. He says he stands behind you 100%, and he's with you all the time. He's been trying to get your attention for quite some time. Did your grandfather like to garden?
Not particularly. He worked a lot, but he was a boat mechanic. He was a workaholic.
Okay. Okay. The reason I ask is because he's showing me a bouquet of flowers and digging in the dirt. Um, so you know what he's saying with that is he's getting back to the basics. He's getting back to earth, um, and and that's what he wants. He wants from you is he wants you to get back to the basics, and he wants you to start living for yourself again. Let this go. He is showing me that he's with you all the time, whether you're just at home, whether you're at work. He's just with you all the time. He's telling me he's your biggest supporter.
Yeah. That really means a lot.
Good. I'm glad. He's bowing to me. He's giving me thanks. He's saying that just this little bit that he's been able to express. He's just so happy. He says he can feel the lightness in your heart already, that the healing process has begun. He's Brooke, he's kind of standing back. So that's indicating to me that he has said that everything that he needs to. Is there something else that you need to know?
There's so many questions. We didn't get an autopsy report because he had a pacemaker, and we really don't know what happened.
Let me see if he will give me some indication.
Actually, the morning we found him, he was supposed to go to the doctor to check on his pacemaker.
He's indicating to me that nothing really specifically went wrong. He just said it was his time.
Okay.
Yeah, he just said that that he felt that he had finished what he needed to finish on Earth, and it was time for him to go.
Okay.
He wasn't that old. He was a very young person.
Yeah, he was only 65.
Yeah. He's saying that he is living through your children. That his energies are being expressed through your children. And he says that as they grow older, you're going to see the likenesses of him in your children. And that he hopes that that will bring a smile to your face and bring you some peace.
Okay.
He's showing me that like a little twinkle in the eye that your children may get, and kind of that little impish look. He's laughing. He's saying, "Yep, that will be me.
Yeah.
That will be me."
Okay.
So, Brooke, we are coming down to the last few seconds of our show.
Okay.
I hope that I've been able to answer some of your questions.
You did. Thank you so much.
You are so very welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Well, that does it for us here. Another Thursday evening. Thank you for joining me this evening. And thank you for the callers who have called in tonight. It was my pleasure providing you the readings. Catch me over on my Facebook page at Julie YeagerWalker Medium or Your Time to Shine. I still have a couple spots left open. There's still another week left in September. If you'd like to have a private session with me, you can reach me over at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a great evening, everyone, and we will see you next week.